touch a little bit on guard arm bars, but most of this is going to be from the top here, okay? So, early stage to late stage is usually dependent on what types of defenses I'm making with my hands here, okay? So essentially, look at it this way. If I'm in an arm bar, the more I can hide this arm, the earlier stage defense you're in, okay? The more your hands start to separate, obviously, we're getting to late stage here, okay? So, let's talk about the grip first for early stage. It's gonna be what we call a figure 4 rear naked choke grip. So I'm gonna take the arm that's being arm barred. Guys, do not grab with your fingers or your palm. Attach your forearm and your wrist and then curl, okay? Same thing with this hand. I'm gonna bring it under his leg. I wanna attach with my forearm and my wrist, and I wanna curl, okay? I want good, strong connections here with my hands. Now, probably one of the most common armbar defenses here, okay, is returning him to the mat and forcing a guard position, okay? So, the big theme this week is going to be two things. Changing the position of my body so I'm more parallel to him. He wants to be perpendicular. And also, changing the position of my head is going to help here a lot, okay? If I stay up and down like this, Grant can put a lot of pressure on me on this leg. So a lot of times, I'm going to be looking to the side. Now to get up, it's not going to be as easy as just turning to my knees, especially if I'm perpendicular. So we are going to need to build a little bit of momentum for this one. So typically, in some fashion, I'm going to kick my legs to the outside. And now when I go to face him, as I kick in, I'm going to use this extension to start to extend my legs and then build up to my knees here, okay? Most times it's going to be done a little bit faster than that, okay? But again, we don't want to sacrifice things like momentum and angle for speed. A lot of times that's when you're going to fail here and lose confidence, okay? Now, once we get here, Grant can really walk his legs up here and stay pretty well attached, okay? So from here, at a minimum, what we're looking to do is create good stacking pressure. Sometimes that can be done on your knees, but if he's really tight, a lot of times you're gonna have to post this back leg and really drive his knees over his shoulders. Now from here, and for basically any early or middle stage arm bar escape, do not start separating your hands and try to pull this out. That might work, but you also might get arm barred very badly, okay? So we're never ripping this elbow out, we're shaking the elbow out. Okay, and then we'll be free from the submission, all right? So I get my bicep, I get his hamstring, okay? From here I need to build momentum so I can actually get up to my knees here. Remember, we're also taking our head out of position, so 1, 2, so I can build up, okay? Never letting him overpower at the legs. You'll feel if you let him do that, you won't get your elbow out. It's very difficult, okay? We're always stacking in, driving with the knee if we need to. And when his hips are straight up with the ceiling, you're gonna find that his hips are very weak. If I stand up in a specific way like last week, there is a possibility here that we can stand up, come into a low squat, and use our knee to also wedge in here. You guys see that? That also applies to triangle defenses, okay? But obviously, as you can tell, it's not necessarily gonna be for everybody. And honestly, guys, like, you're not always gonna have to do that, okay? The stack and the shake is gonna get you out of most arm bars. Put this hand under first. Yeah, you're never gonna get this hand under, okay? You should grab here first, okay? Let's put that into context. Go to mount, please. This is also like chambers to preemptive defense here. So if Ulysses does a traditional arm bar from mount, where he steps up, I'm already grabbing here, okay? I'm not looking for his leg first and then getting my arm stretched out. I'm grabbing here first, okay? Go to guard, please. Same thing if we're defending from a closed guard arm bar, okay? If I can't get squared up with him again, let's go back, okay? As he's climbing his legs, guys, look, I'm already doing this. And when the leg comes around, okay, that should provide more context for you, okay? Trouble moving here, and what I saw is you're not moving your head. Guys, you gotta move your head, okay, or else you are gonna get stuck here a little bit. Your head has to be able to follow your body, okay? All right, so what's gonna happen here sometimes is you will not be able to get up, okay? Mostly due to if you're going against somebody who's good at arm bars, they're gonna be using their legs effectively here. That's what's stopping you typically from getting up. So we're still gonna kick that same angle. But when I make the distinction that I can't get up, okay? We have another escape that we can chamber with this. So I'm gonna focus primarily on my arms now. When I kick this way, I'm gonna bump my hips and I'm gonna press that frame, okay? Sometimes you'll get his leg very dramatically off of your face like that. Sometimes you'll make just a little bit of space, okay? Now from here, we don't have a ton of time, okay? He is gonna try to get this leg back over. So as soon as I get it off here, I wanna think about escaping my elbow again. So from here, as I continue to walk to the side, look, I'm gonna start to shake my elbow to the ground. If this is difficult, a little detail here to help. Turn your palm towards your face. Okay? Guys, once we escape, we're never going back forwards. At least not now until we know what we're doing, okay? They could catch you in another submission. We're disengaging, okay? Get free of all danger here. All right. So we'll just keep that angle and not lose faith in the direction we're going. Everything's the same, we're just not getting up, okay? As we walk, guys, something that's gonna help with the push here is as you walk, bridge your hips. Okay, as I bridge my hips, I'm gonna rotate my palm towards my face. That's gonna make slipping the elbow way easier. Do not go this way. Okay, then you're going back to last week. Okay, here, scoot away, come on top. Make sense? Okay. I talk about this a lot when I teach arm bars and like good times to cross your feet if you're on top. Okay, so let's assume he gets an arm bar here. Okay, he gets his leg over and he crosses his feet. Okay, this can make it harder for me to use this hand in different ways. Okay, because his leg's in the way. Whenever this happens, and this is a big reason why you guys are doing things like S grips and not gable grips or like wrist to wrist. Okay, is so I have more range of motion with this elbow. Okay, so if he ever does cross his feet, just like Val was saying, I'm gonna bridge, okay? And I'm always gonna look to shake this elbow through, okay? So as I bridge, I'm always gonna try to get my elbow between his legs, okay? That's gonna be an ongoing effort here. Now, they're not always gonna cross their feet, so if he's not crossing his feet, you can just skip that step, okay? So bridge, elbow to the floor, all right? Now, this is gonna take us to a series that takes us to our first hand position. Hand positioning is extremely important for armbar escapes, particularly the position of both your thumb and your palm, depending on which way you're going. This kind of intersects with what we were talking about in triangles last week. All right, so what I'm going to look for here is what we call an elbow pummel. So this time I'm going to walk parallel towards his legs for this position. I'm going to get my elbow under, and I'm going to look to thread my same side shin through for a butterfly hook. Okay. In certain cases, it's okay to carry this all the way to a half guard. Okay, just be aware that sometimes he can remove this leg, switch to a seat belt, and they'll start going to your back here. Okay, it's not uncommon. All right, so here, right here. Here he's probably not going to be able to initiate a back kick. Okay. Now from here, what I'm looking to do is get this elbow away from his hip. Even though I have his leg under control here structurally, this still equates to a strong arm bar. Okay? He might not break my arm, but he still has my arm in a strong position. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to punch my own hand past his hip. Okay? He's going to start to bring my elbow to a safer position here. And now from here, we're essentially going to do something similar to what we did last time, just instead of pushing this leg off, we have this leg free. There's a lot of space right here. So as soon as I do this, I'm going to start to extend my leg. Okay, you guys see that? That's even stronger than that figure four. That's one of the pros here. As I extend, I shake my elbow out. Right here, it's the same thing. Come up, or again, start to pull it in. All right. So we're always getting that elbow through. We're always using this elbow to heist, okay? And as we do this, to make it even easier, we're walking towards this leg. It's going to be really hard if my legs are all the way over here. I got to walk this way first. That'll make it way easier to pummel your leg in, okay? Now, as I start to turn towards Grant, I don't need my hands right here. I punch my arm perpendicular. And then I slip my elbow. Grant, a lot of times, can have this hand through. and he'll be grabbing your leg. Okay. It's not the end of the world, okay? You guys probably felt on the last one, it makes it harder to get up, which is true, okay? But you can still shake your elbow free. If you're ever looking to get your legs back, and it is important for this one because we're gonna be going this way, we can look to do things like find the free leg and use the heel to strip the grip, and then move away from it. So, we're gonna hit a wall here, just like the first, like capsule escapes here, okay? When we're middle stage, there will be times here where no matter how much you walk here, you will not be able to get your elbow under here, okay? It happens, alright? Whether it's a body type thing, or whether he's doing certain things to keep this leg away from you, okay? So, this will lead to our first option for hands unlocked escapes here, okay? This is also a good option if you feel like he's climbing up here and he's about to break your grip, okay? So we're still walking that same direction, guys. Do not skip this step, this is very important. Again, you should be moving your eyesight away from the ceiling as well. Look the way you're going, alright? Now, I want to open up here on my terms, okay? I want to be ahead of this race. If I let him dig here, I'll be like, okay, once he opens my hands, I'm going to go. He's going to get control first usually, okay? He's ready, right? So, I'm going to relax. When I'm ready, I'm going to continue to go to that position, but this time without my hands locked, okay? So thumb down. As I start to walk, I'm going to take my free hand and I'm going to find his bottom ankle. This is very important. So I take pressure off of my shoulder. If I start to move without taking pressure off of my shoulder, I'm going to be way slower, way less mobile. Okay. So here, as I turn I catch, I start to walk. As I come up, I keep my head down, and again I separate. Do not go forwards. Okay. The person holding. I'm not trying to armbar him right now, obviously, right? We don't got to worry about that. But I also shouldn't be like loosening up here to like let him escape. That's not going to happen while you're sparring or competing. The guy is trying to armbar you. They're going to be tight. They're not going to move away to let you do the escape, okay? Unless you guys paid him off, right? So we're here, okay? Watch this, guys. Do it without moving my foot, okay? Go ahead. It's possible. But you see it's harder because I have that clamp on Ulysses' upper body, okay? Now go back. Now go for the foot. See that frees the shoulder, that frees up. From here, as I walk, I'm turning my thumb down, my other hand's clamping on his leg here, and now as I start to walk, I'm gonna come to the top, okay? And now from here, guys, watch, when I get on top, I keep my head low. Don't start driving in and run right into another submission, okay? Stay low, post, and just slip your elbow, okay? So, you're gonna have to make the decision to fire off these escapes or get ready to attack, right? Or suffer an injury. Now, from this position, or if I couldn't get here in the first place, I'm gonna identify that I'm late stage if Grant controls my thumb, okay? And him controlling is gonna pull me away from that section, all right? Okay, now from here. When I identify this, okay, keep pulling. Okay, I can't go back that way. I need to reverse this position and actually go the opposite way, here. I cannot play in the middle here in this position. If I do and I just try to rotate, he's gonna go back, that's it, okay? So guys, we're either here or we're here, okay? So, this is going to take us to what we call a reverse hitchhiker escape, alright? So from here, the escape is now in this direction, so we're not walking away from the escape. Again, we're walking towards the escape. So we're walking this way again. As we walk this way, just like the last escape, I'm using this hand to assist, okay? This time, as a means to bring his legs over my head, alright? So from the reverse hitchhiker position, I start to push, and I clear his legs. Alright, we're going to talk about two possibilities here, okay? The first one is going to be the ideal. I take my free hand, I cover this knee, and I can get my head past this knee. If I can get my head past this knee, I should be able to safely get on top and start freeing my elbow, okay? So here, on top, and then slip the elbow, okay? We'll talk about next if we cannot get our head past the knee. It's all about controlling the thumb, okay? And when I know I can't go back that way, I need to plan to go with this. I'm jamming my thumb down and I'm turning my elbow out, okay? This is not conducive for an armbar angle. As I'm doing this, I'm walking towards his head. I'm passing the legs, controlling his knee. Coming to the top, and then from here we can start to shake our arms. Here, where you go to the reverse hitchhiker. You go to get up, but watch this. If he starts to follow me and turn his knee in, okay, either here or here, okay? When you feel that, you should not keep trying to get up, okay? Even if he doesn't armbar you, if this knee's blocking, you won't be able to, okay? So again, we're gonna misdirect, okay? We're gonna take that reverse hitchhiker in a different direction now. So I can't go this way, I'm gonna go back the other way, okay? Here, I kick, okay? Guys, see my eyes? I'm not looking at the ceiling, I'm still looking the way I'm going, okay? This does not change. As I continue to stay strong here, okay? We're gonna go foot over foot. 1, 2, 3. As I come up, I'm gonna turn away so I can limp arm out, okay? One more time. And where Grant's legs are very heavy, and they will be, that's how he controls an armbar. Really straighten this leg out and keep it strong. Like, guys, this will work sometimes. Like, you will pass the leg by pushing the knee. Okay? But you can see his legs are a lot heavier like that. My head's actually kind of getting stuck. So when you start to walk in this direction, the lower you can get your thumb here, the better. Okay? Think less like you're gonna go right to a strong grip. Like, you can just literally use your thumb and then just bring the palm of your hand down to the Achilles, okay? So as I walk this way, if I can get to the foot, that's gonna help clear the leg a little stronger than, let's say, if I was grabbing his knee, okay? Again, not bad, not impossible, but if he's really burying those legs in, it's gonna be a little bit tougher, okay? All right, say here, sometimes they'll bring this leg back over and you'll have to clear it, okay? If I keep going this way and Grant extends, that's it. He's got the armbar, okay? So we're gonna redirect this way. We're gonna keep that reverse hitchhiker motion, okay? I'm gonna kick my legs into a split this way. As we're doing this, if he's using his feet, I'm always using this hand to control his ankles, okay? Now, as we start to come up here, okay? Just like the first technique when we came up, it's gonna be very deliberate, okay? It's gonna feel difficult at first, okay? So we're gonna take very deliberate steps here, okay? To start to move our body. Watch this, let's go back. Okay, if I go here, even though this is a pretty good spot for me, and I just like try to kick up to my knees, and he extends the knees, you're always gonna get returned to the mat, okay? So we're stepping, 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 and then we're finding ways to come up, okay? If I can get my head past his knee, you do the first one. If I go up here and he's dipping his knees, yep, you don't keep going that way. You've got to go the other way. You have to, okay? Here, very important you situate yourself like this. It's going to be hard to walk that way while you're still flat on your back typically. So here first. Guys, also when you're sideways, it's really hard to put armbar pressure here. Even if he straightens my arm, it's going to take way longer to armbar me versus if I was on my back, okay? So a lot of good qualities here. 1, 2, 3. I keep walking until I can build that base to my knees, and that's when I limp arm out. There's basic. Sometimes we can pummel through. There's 2 cross faces, very good for setting up triangles. Okay. Sometimes the shin will be behind the head. You'll have one leg over. When you're in side control, sometimes you'll enter in with the shin behind the lat. Okay. Now what you see, and this will look familiar because it's the escape we just did. Sometimes you end up with both feet on the outside. Now, this is not a bad armbar, okay? So if Ulysses starts to come up, and he cannot beat my knee, and I'm rotating him, I'm gonna get a finish there.